Hey everyone, welcome back to Rhythm Railroad. I'm making this video because I'm looking to modify my layout plan, as most of us do when we're building a layout. I mean, if you get it on the first try, then great, that's awesome. But in my case here, I'm modifying not because the original plan doesn't work. It does work. It's just because I've come to a realization that if I'm going to be doing more than just running trains, I'd like to have some flat parts and not just have like a giant uh, climbing layout that the whole thing is just upgrade like it's turning out to be. So, I mean, I've always wanted multiple levels and I've always wanted, grade changes for just for my own interests. But what I've come to realize, and I didn't think of this before, is that if you have that going on, then when you start doing any switching on industries, like let's say, for example, I was thinking of putting an industry here, like a spur off there. Yes, the industry will be flat, but that's going downhill. So, whether you detach, if you're going in that direction and you're going to back the cars in, and you detach here, all these cars are going to want to roll that way, unless you have some kind of braking system. I've seen guys put like a tortoise machine with like a pin that goes up and just gets under the trucks and holds the cars there. Great, I might actually do that for the incline, but I don't have to deal with that at every industry. And right now, the way my plan goes, it's all going up, 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 up. It just keeps climbing, climbing, climbing until I get to the third level. And then by the time I get up there, if I'm going to flatten it out, then there's not enough room for industries and stuff like that. So what I want to do is still model my, Belden Hill. This is going to be the Belden Hill climb, and then the tunnel, and it's going to get me up to the second level. Great, I love that. I mean, my yard is flat, so I can do all the switching at Binghamton over there. All that's flat, all this is flat. And then it starts to climb here. And I am modeling a short line here that ducks under and eventually that's going to be like Cortland area down there. So, all this is working so far. What I want to do is once I get to the second level, I want to kind of flatten out so that there's a whole second level that's nice and flat, so I can do any kind of switching without worrying about cars rolling forward or backwards. Now, that's all well and good, but the problem is that once I get back into this area, because of this track climbing, I have to go somewhere. So rather than having another climb, where I'm like forcing the train to go up again, what I want to do is, yes, I was trying not to put a Helix in, but I think I'm gonna have to do a short one because I don't want to get, like I said, I don't want to get rid of this hill. I think this is beautiful. I think that's something you can model. You're going upgrade, you're getting into a new place, and then that's flat. Great. But now when you come out of here, what I'm thinking of doing is, so the second level will be like right around here somewhere. I'm going to actually cut in on this side of the wall like this is, but I'm going to go straight into a smaller tunnel, because remember, that'll be another shelf right there. A small tunnel that's going to then become a helix that's going to go in this direction. I don't know how many times it'll have to go around, but then spits me out on the other side of the wall, and then I can have a flat third level that goes all the way around the layout. And when I get here, what I can do is I'll be above that second level, so I can come back in on the other side maybe, or I don't know which side would work better, but probably on the other side, because that's where it came out, and then link up, and that's how it would get back around to the second layer, and then everything else would be the way it is. Now, it's a good plan. I think that's going to work, and it's going to allow me to do what I want to achieve with the flat layers. My only concern is that I've never built a Helix before, and I want to make sure that I have enough room in here. Now I do have my staging loops here. Kind of like I'm just kind of visualizing and trying to like put some wood down so I can actually see if it works. And I can trim this. If I'm just going to have 4 tracks, which is most likely what I'm going to do, I can trim this back a little bit so it's not so it doesn't take up so much space. My concern has always been that I have to get in there. You know, I have to be able to work from inside out for the mountain or whatever else I'm doing. So if I'm putting a Helix in here, I need to know what the radius needs to be for me to be able to climb. I don't know. I mean, maybe I can get a 3%, but it seems like a lot. So I don't know inside of this radius what it needs to be, even if it's just single track. I don't know that I want to, you know, I might not have enough room to do a double track going up, but it's got to fit inside this loop here. So with that said, if I can squeeze in, let's say, you know, like right now the outside ring here is 34. It's a 34-inch radius, which I think is comfortable enough for even modern equipment. I'm not running like auto racks and you know, container cars and things like that. I just don't like them personally. So I'm just going to run, you know, lower cars, even if there's some oversized box cars. They're not going to be that high. So if it's a 34-inch radius, I'm just trying to figure out how I would do that, because, you know, it'll still be kind of close to this, which is 36. Pretty much. It's a little bigger than 36, but by a little bit. But if I put a 34-inch Helix up here, the problem is that now where's my mountain? Is it going to be like just a mountain and then another scene, or is it going to be a mountain that incorporates the Helix also? Because I do want to have a big mountain here, whether it's, you know, steep or not so steep, but I don't want it to be like a wall. I think that looks kind of, you know, weird, where the mountain's perfectly straight. So I do want to have a little room to model going up like that, which would then eliminate the spur that I wanted to put here, which is fine. I don't need to have that. I'd rather have the functionality of the flat third level. So I guess what I'm asking everybody, if you can help me out, I would really appreciate it, is what can I get away with where it's, you know, I'm not going to be like freaking out every time the train goes into the Helix, you know, with derailments or uncoupling or things like that. What can I comfortably get away with modern equipment for a Helix in here that would start at about that high? And how many, well, I guess once you answer that question, or once you help me out with that, then I can figure out how many loops I would need to get up to the level that I want to be at in the third level, which, you know, I would assume it would be about the same as the other one. So, you know, it'll be like equidistant. So please, if anybody has any input on Helixes, I would really, really, really appreciate it, because I have to kind of decide soon how I'm going to frame all this out in order to support what's going on down here, this, and the Helix that will eventually be inside. So I don't know if I need to build some kind of bench work going this way, like almost like a table kind of thing here to support the Helix, and then leave space on the bottom so I can get in there. Whatever you guys, you know, with your experience, I know a lot of you have been helping me out a lot on YouTube. So whatever you can help me out with, I would really be grateful. Okay, let me know. Thanks.